I'm back. I'm biased, I'm bothered, and I am always unfiltered. If you are easily offended, this is not the place for you. But you still haven't managed to worthy up. Not to worry, let's get into this mess. I cannot keep up with our girl. She's everywhere. She's doing all the interviews. She's doing the book signings. But anyway, there's an interview that she did, which I will leave link below. So she's asked by a woman named Sarah Fraser, okay? She's asked about like the whole wedding night. I want to get into this first because I do know that an awful lot of people were upset when they found out about the whole wedding night. But she does say that when she was talking to David and to other people, she realized that a lot of people, like for their first time, it's just not a good experience. So I wanted to get that out of the way because I know an awful lot of people like were upset. Like she's not using any words like abuse or anything like that. That's just what she says, like that it wasn't a good experience. So she wanted to just be honest like throughout her book, although it was humiliating because she feels like there's lots of women who can basically like relate to that. And the reason that she stayed so long with Cody is because she didn't even realize that she needed to leave. That's just, oh, that was just so hard to hear. And she even said like that there was sad times, but her kids were there, her life was there. So she stayed until she realized that it was time to leave. I thought, oh my god. So hang on. She wordied up. Oh yeah, we have a wordy up situation here. Somebody let Mary know that this is how it's supposed to be. Anyway, she also said, no, she didn't elaborate on this, but she does say that she made a plan to leave. I want to know more about that. I would love to know what that plan entailed because she was not very financially independent. I was wondering, was she like going shopping and like, getting cash back and putting it aside, like and things like that, just to kind of build up like a bit of money, to have something like to leave with. Although she had been on that show for so long, like she didn't really have an awful lot. So I would have likened her to elaborate more on that. Anyway, for all of the people out there, Janelle knows about the book. Apparently, she was one of the first people that Christine told. Now, of course, our girl did not read the book. Of course she didn't. That doesn't surprise me. Janelle is way too busy. Like, just don't tell her there's an audible, okay? Don't tell her that. Also, there's no truth in the fact that her and Janelle are on bad terms. Like, people are just making that up. Like, it's just basically a rumor. People like making up shit. I don't know why they do that. I don't know why. Her and Janelle, they're besties for the restie. That's the way it is. Now, David and Christine are still trying to fix Janelle up. I want to see Janelle dating. I know she's not going to do that, okay? But I would love to see, I guarantee you, there's millions of men in the United States of America, probably even further afield, that are interested in this woman because, oh my God, she is gorgeous and she's a ride or die. She really is. I'm telling you, anybody would be lucky to have this woman. Oh, Cody Brown. The guy is such a moron. He's never going to get another Janelle. Never. Anyway, of course, she did not talk to Cody and Robin about the book. Now, she's saying, right, that the book is written basically from her perspective, and she reckons that Cody should go ahead and write his own book. I agree with her, I do, because I want to know, right? I want to know the delusion that's in that guy's mind. I really want to know how he thinks. Like, what does he say to himself to make all of this okay? I'd love to know that. Love to know that. We also find out about the falling out between herself and Mary, and yes, it did come down to the kids, which she did touch on in the book. Now, I believe that this was kind of like the final straw. I think that there was an awful lot going on. I really do, and this was kind of just like the final straw for Christine. I was surprised by this because Mary did reach out to Christine to try and just mend things, and it was actually Christine who said no. She just like said a firm no. Now, okay, I understand that she has to do that. You have to do what you have to do for your mental health. Like, I completely and utterly get that. I'd love the OG tree to get back together. I really would. I was also wondering. Now, I know that Leon is included in Christine's life, but this has to be so awkward for them. Like, it really, like for family, like gatherings or anything like that, it has to be so incredibly awkward for Leon. Anyway, she was also asked, okay, about David and the fact, okay, that he is the voice of reason. I agree with this. I believe that David is actually the voice of reason, but I don't believe that Christine like really understood a question, or maybe she just like didn't pick it up, okay? Because she's actually talking about David's voice. Now, she thinks that when he gave his first interview, he was brilliant and very eloquent. Now, I personally, okay, don't come for me. I love David, I do, but the man sounds like Minnie Mouse. That's what he sounds like to me, okay? Now, when I first heard him, okay, I was completely thrown by the voice. I just wasn't expecting it. So I was going back to the first time that I heard him, like in my mind, and that's what popped into my head, Minnie Mouse. That's what he sounded like to me, anyway. So we also found out that in the trailer for season 20, when we see David and Cody together, that was actually Cody reaching out. So Cody reached out to production because he wanted to get in touch with Christine and David. So that makes me believe that he doesn't even have a contact number for Christine. But anyway, he reached out to them, like to production, because he wanted to extend an olive branch. Now Christine said, no, don't want to see him, don't want to do anything with him. And it was David that says, you have to, because like you guys have a whole load of kids together. Anyway, so because David agreed to that, I love this, okay? Because he agreed to that, David said, yeah, all right, then we will do it. But I want it to be a bit of fun. So that's why they went racing. I really do. Like, I appreciate this guy so much because he understands the polygamy world. He understands polygamy men. He knows that Cody is a piece of shit, but he also knows that the woman he's married to, the woman he loves, has a half a dozen children, like, and loads of grandkids as well. So he's just perfect for Christine, he really is. And apparently in season 20, Cody is on an apology tour, but Christine says that both her and David get quite angry with him. I thought, oh, that's a bit of drama. I can't wait to see that. Now, when she was asked about Cody and Robin getting another sister wife, she said that she's wondering if it's for all for the cameras. Now she hopes that they don't do it. I completely and utterly disagree. I thought, stop it, Christine. Stop it, Christine. Bring on the hot new young skinny wife. I have to see this. I want to see it. I have to see it. I want her to look like his mother. I do. Because he has that special relationship with his mommy. Anyway, I do have to say, right, Christine does give Cody an awful lot of grace. She really does. She's a better person than me. So she's talking about the fact that basically he fell in love with Robin and that Robin is a soulmate, but she just wishes that 15 years ago he had to be honest and he had to say to her, like, Robin is my soulmate. I'm madly in love with this woman and I don't really know what to do. But bear in mind, right, that 15 years ago is basically when Truly was born. Oh my goodness. Now, obviously he should have told her, and obviously it would have been heartbroken, but she would have been living the life that she is now, like 15 years prior than she is now. So I'm sure she has all of those thoughts. I have all of those thoughts too, if he had to just being honest. Now, Christine does say, right, that she was very opposed to filming like Garrison's passing and like the burial and stuff like that, but was actually Janelle and Cody that wanted to do it. So of course she said okay, and that she went along and she did. Of course she did. But she also does say that she thinks it turned out beautiful and that it honoured Garrison. Now, I don't even know Garrison, okay? I don't know any of this family, but I find it very, very difficult to talk about Garrison. So I can't even imagine how difficult these questions must be. When Christine is constantly asked about things like that, that must be quite I can't even imagine, like, how she feels when she's being constantly, just asked about that horrific part of their life. It must be very traumatic for her. But anyway, we're going back to David, okay? Now, apparently he's definitely going to watch Special Forces. Now, Christine initially said, nah, she's not going to watch it, but then she says, yeah, she's probably going to watch it too. Now, I'm telling you, right? TLC is onto a winner if they just record Christine and David reacting to Cody Brown being on Special Forces, because we're all going to watch that. We are all going to watch that. Another snippet of information, right? Apparently, her and David are writing a book. I thought, TLC, get cameras on Cody Brown when he hears this information. I mean, oh my, there's so much to cover here. It's all the reactions that I want to see. Anyway, in a very Christian kind of way, right? She just says to this woman, like, who's giving the interview, "Oh, yeah, I have to go now, Sarah." Just very Christine Brown, very on brand. Anyway, that was an interview with a woman called Sarah Fraser. I will link her below. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you're having a great day, and I will catch you on the next one.